Hello, and I'm going to talk through how to create your electronic seating plan. Benefits of an electronic seating plan is that it is easily adaptable and you don't have to keep rewriting seating plans again and again. And you can keep your data up to date. So for this, all you'll need is data downloaded from Sims. I'm going to go through that in a moment. And then the seating plan template, which should be available on the teaching and learning website, boswells-teachlearn.com. So first of all, getting your data from Sims. If you open Sims, I'm not going through this for safeguarding reasons. I don't want people's names and their data placed on the video. So if you open Sims, open your register as normal. This is the easiest way, I find. At the top, if you click one of the tabs that you would normally use for your data entry, and then click on export. There are other ways of doing this, but this is just the quickest and simplest way. Okay, that will create something that looks like this. I've taken students' names out, obviously, but this is what it should look like now. I'm sure you've all done this before, but before you start working this document, you have to unprotect it and allow any data to be in the cells. So just a really quick way of doing this is across the top. Yours will look slightly different because I'm working from a Mac. If you click on review at the top, and then for me, I click on sheet. However, I think it's protect sheet or unprotect sheet on Windows. So you just click that, and that allows you to start to edit the cells. However, it doesn't allow you to put anything into the cells because it's made it so you can't type the wrong thing in the wrong box. So if you click on this top corner here, that will highlight the whole sheet for you. If you go to data, validate, data validation, and then it already says any value in mine. It'll say custom in yours. If you click on any value, then press OK, and that will allow you to type anything and change anything and delete anything that you want. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this top two top two rows. I'm going to use this side. We're not going to highlight them individually. I'm going to use this side to highlight the whole rows. Right click and then delete. Next, I'm going to do all my editing on this sheet first before I copy and paste this sheet across to my seating plan, and I'll tell you why when we get across to there. So I'm going to keep gender on. I'm going to keep obviously their names, gender. I'm allowed up to 6 fields that will appear on the seating plan. I don't want the cat scores. Yeah, I'm going to keep the banding. I'm going to keep their key stage 2. I'm going to keep their end of year 10 attainment, maybe. Definitely going to keep their predictions and targets. So I'm going to keep just one of the targets. We'll go with that one. So that would be 6 fields already. I'll just double check that there's no other fields that I want. So I'm just going to highlight those again. I'm going to highlight the whole column by clicking at the top rather than the individual cells. I'm going to go across and I'm just going to delete those. Okay, so there I've got my data that I want to appear on the seating plan. Now at this point I could add something. I could maybe take away, I don't know, the prediction and then put some current data or some homework data or anything you want. You can completely personalize it. In fact, I've just realized 2, 4, 6, 7, I put 7 on, so I'll delete that as well. Okay, so our data is now ready. That's what I want to appear on our seating plan. So I'm just going to copy that data. So I'm just going to highlight this time the actual cells themselves, the table. I'm going to copy it by right-clicking and pressing copy. And then I'm going to go on to my blank template seating plan. Okay, so you'll notice that there's two tabs at the bottom, one's for data and one's the actual seating plan. So I'm just going to paste first of all the data into here. I've just used a Control and V, but you can right click and paste or edit and paste. And that's copied across the data that I want from Sims. Then if I go to the seating plan page, there is a single seat there. So if I click on there, now I can pick any of my students and it'll automatically update around them with their data. So you can easily move people's seats at any point with minimal work from you. So now all we need to do now is we need to put the tables in the formation that are in our class. So the way to do this is if you copy this as one unit, so again right click copy, and then it's just a case of doing it as many times for the amount of tables. So with a standard table in a classroom, that would be one desk. You might have a space, and then you might have another desk, etc. You might want to alter the size of the columns if you want. It's up to you. Equally, you might have, this might not be two desks in a row, you might actually have a table of 6 there. Etc. So you can format it however you want, just by copy and pasting one table into whatever your room looks like. Then all you do is click, so student 1 there, student 2, student 3, obviously this would be their names, so their names are in the center and all the data is round the outside. So that is pretty much it. I just want to explain, I wouldn't edit any data in this section because a lot of the formulas refer to this table. So if you accidentally delete columns from here once your data is in here, it might affect what happens on your seating plan. So I would do all the editing on a different spreadsheet and just copy it across. But equally, so let's say I do put current data in here, I don't need to ever change anything on the seating plan, because if I want to change this to an A, then student 7, for student 7 it will now say an A. Automatically, it will just automatically update it. So once you've got your layout of your classroom and the pupils placed where you want, you don't actually ever need to update this section. You just update the data and your seating plan will automatically change for you. I hope that's helpful, and all this will be on the boswells-teachlearn.com website. Thank you.